What's up, guys? It's your boy GP, tuning in with another awesome episode of DeOrganized Nightly, where we get your favorite Giga Brain Astronaut Scholars together, discuss the latest news in the markets, Bitcoin Alpha, what's being built in the Stacks ecosystem, kick out high-frequency vibes, and keep you in the know. Yes, if you are not, be sure to follow DeOrganized BTC on X. Go visit DeOrganized.media, set up your profile, and visit the show schedule to see what's going on as far as spaces and podcasts from the Stacks and broader Bitcoin ecosystem. Lots of based news going on in this ecosystem right now. Builders are shipping UI updates, front end updates that improve quality of life, and it's getting really clean. Core developers worked really hard on getting the Nakamoto upgrade shipped, and now we have fast blocks in the Stacks ecosystem with Bitcoin Finality, as well as SBTC, a one-to-one wrapped Bitcoin asset within the Stacks ecosystem that is fully decentralized with no federated systems. And yeah, it's base builders building on Bitcoin via Stacks all day long. And the community is based too. Not a toxic environment to build in. You see a lot of bickering on the timeline in your ecosystem. It's a lot of PvP going on. Doesn't really happen over here in the Stacks ecosystem. So really proud to be here building with the best of them. I've got some cool bookmarks for today, but I also have some base chads in the house that maybe we might just show some brand new updates from some builders, right? Let's get straight into the news. Let's figure it out, see what's going on. I got some bookmarks. Let me pull them up. Make sure that I'm the small one. And yep, that's right. Okay. All right. So starting off with STX Watch, and you can follow them at STX Watch. Clarification: we root for all Stacks coins. However, it is important to stay objective and call things as they are. We have nothing personal against Welsh. Making posts about Leo and Rue overtaking one of the first meme coins on STX are milestones that have to be shared. That doesn't make Welsh bad. Even our leaderboard has a default sorting based on liquidity, because that's one of the most important metrics in this market. All of our site metrics are fully automated, based on real-time and historical data. There is no favoritism. STX Watch will continue to make posts about the top 3 meme tokens, as well as critical posts of underperforming or dangerous coins, as this was the #1 reason this tracker was created. It is a very useful tool. Maybe we'll dive into it. On the morning show, we had George, the creator of STX Watch, come on and talk a little bit about what his plans are and why this was built. be sure to go check out STX Watch and leave some feedback for them. One thing as a user in an ecosystem, your feedback is greatly valued by these builders, and they truly appreciate. Of course, everybody's saying good job and all of that, but being able to shape the way that they are building and giving good feedback of what you would like to see with their apps is what they go on. How are they supposed to know what to improve if nobody lets them know? So your feedback is crucial in these processes, especially since we work in a decentralized, permissionless environment. Uh, Go make your voice heard. Go use these apps and leave some feedback for these base builders. Big shout out to George. Coming from the main Stacks handle, and you can follow it at Stacks. SBTC Cap 3 launches May 15th, another step toward becoming the largest Bitcoin layer in making BTC productive. Mark your calendar. So the 15th, the next cap raise will be in play. So more BTC will be entering the Stacks ecosystem, and I think that you can earn up to like 4% on your Bitcoin for pegging it in for SBTC. Um, if you peg in, you're earning like 3% or something, and that's spearheaded by the Stacks Foundation. But if you put supply it on Zest, you're earning another 1% on top of that. So 4% just for pegging in your BTC into the network. What's not to love about that, right? Moving on, Stack also from the Stacks handle, SBTC Cap 3 reveal soon, and now we know it's May 15th. There's not a single BTC layer with expressive smart contracts that has a greater connection to Bitcoin than Stacks. The STX ecosystem is leading for BTC Fi, letting people earn more Bitcoin. Register for early access now. So if you want to register for early access, stx.is/cap-3-register. And you can go just follow them. It's one of their latest tweets. I think this might be their pinned tweet as well. Let's read a little bit about the Stacks Bitcoin connection. So consensus level proof of transfer mechanism, the POX mechanism, native BTC rewards for stacking STX to earn BTC. When you stack your STX, you are earning native Bitcoin. That is the proof of transfer mechanism, and it is special. So very cool. Bitcoin finality. BTC/Stacks transactions on the L2 are as irreversible as Bitcoins, enhancing Bitcoin long-term sustainability. Stacks adoption means more fees for Bitcoin miners. Stacks ecosystem signers are BTC Eco orgs. SBTC, decentralized way to move BTC to the layer 2. BTC Fi Eco, Alex, Zest, Granite, Velar, etc. You name it. Scaling L1 activity with runes on L2. Bitflow, Alex, etc. Decentralized ethos of Stacks Core, Stacks Foundation, Bitcoin L2 Labs, Stacks Asia Foundation, Hero Systems, and Trust Machines. Stacks builders lead on the L1, Xverse, Leather, Hermetica, etc. There are so much building going on in the Stacks ecosystem. Please do not sleep. It is not the same ecosystem that it was like literally 6 months to a year ago. So much upgrading is going on in this ecosystem that it's really blowing my mind. And the app boom is happening right now. Very, very cool stuff. Coming from the Hermetica guys, and you can follow them at Hermetica by. They have this awesome article, Hermetica, the first Bitcoin bank, that maybe we might dive into a little bit later and read a little bit into this. And here we go again from Hermetica. How Feeney envisioned banks issuing digital cash backed by Bitcoin. Hermetica is the first Bitcoin bank. USDH is the first digital cash note. If you did not know, USDH is the first Bitcoin-backed stablecoin in existence, and we have it in the Stacks ecosystem. I use it daily. Very, very good stuff. It's awesome. Moving on from the Bitflow camp, and you can follow them at Bitflow_finance. We are a proud partner with BitFlow. Big shout out to the BitFlow guys for this partnership with DeOrganized. We love you guys. Can't wait to meet you in Vegas. It's gonna be a good old time. What are BitFlow flex pools? That is STSDX and STX pair. TLDR. It makes yield smarter. STSDX appreciates over time. This adjusts the curve so traders can get better pricing. LPs unlock deeper liquidity and higher rewards. Say goodbye to rigid one-of-one pools. You can supply any amount or any token and any amount. Say hello to optimized APY. So these flex pools are really based. You're able to supply any, you don't have to match up your liquidity pair to get these ratios. Usually you have to match the amount of STX that you're supplying and the same amount of STSDX. Now, get rid of that idea. With variable midpoints, you're able to supply one or the other or any amount of either. So very base stuff going on. Big shout out to the BitFlow guys. Coming from Zest Protocol, and you can follow them at Zest Protocol. You don't need to look far to earn real yield on BTC. With Zest, you're getting around 4.8% APY just by lending your BTC. Wow, so that's that little thing I was talking about with SBTC. You go lend it with Zest, you're almost getting 5% based just for paying in and going to lend your Bitcoin. Very cool. As you can see, I've liked and shared that. And today, we are live. Join us for the Zest Town Hall. If you did not know, Zest Protocol hosts a town hall every Wednesday at 11 a.m. ET that runs through about 12 p.m. ET. And right after that, we had a screen share in the Discord. I am the ZestEM over there. So if you are interested in partaking in some daily rumbles for prizes, all sorts of different activities and challenges, get into the Zest Discord. It is a very based community and we are having fun and people are earning prizes. So get over there, guys. And I'm liking and sharing this again. Very cool stuff. One click, all the yield, Zester knows what's up. Okay, so here's a little meme. When you want to earn yield, but you don't have time to manage every asset, when you remember Zest lets you earn on everything in with one click. So they have a new feature called One Click Supply. Let's check this out. Put all your stacks assets to work in seconds. Zest makes it effortless with the new One Click Supply button. Head over to Zest to check your estimated rewards and average APY on your wallet balance at any time. As you can see, this person has one SBTC. They have 91,000 STSDX, some STX in their wallet, 100 STX there. And then boom, if they wanted to supply all of these assets all at one time, one click supply is right here. And the average APY is 6.22% for supplying all of these assets combined. And then the estimated annual yield, it'll give you a little, estimate right there. And this person, for supplying all of these assets, will be getting $12,000 a year, and all in one click. All you do is click it here and then sign the transaction, and boom, you've supplied those three assets directly in. I think this is a nice quality of life improvement instead of having to go to here, clicking supply, sign, and then doing this all separately. You just do it in one transaction now. What's not to love about that? Very base building. I think the UI improvements and the whole entire ecosystem of stacks are improvement. The front end is looking nice on a lot of these protocols. Keep chipping away, guys. It's coming along great. Tomorrow, and you can follow me at GPSC_SDX. Tomorrow in the Stacking DAO Discord, we are hosting our weekly Pokemon TCG Pocket Tournament. It will be starting at 11 a.m. ET. Join us for your chance to win prizes in STSTX. First place gets $30 in STSDX, second place $20, third place and $10. And I had a little link here, so if you want to take part, go follow me at GPSC_STX and find this post. It is one of the last posts that I have done today, and I have a link to the Discord underneath pinned to it. And check out this little GIF that I made for it. Here we go. And it's got Pikachu and all the other Pokemon in the background, but Pikachu popping up and saying, join the Stacking DAO Discord. Very cool. Very cool. And I'm saying cool about my own stuff, but don't mean to toot my own horn. Forgive me. Coming from the Stacking DAO, guys, okay, follow them at Stacking DAO. Partnership announcement. Access to Stack's ecosystem just got easier for crypto firms looking to deposit with Stacking DAO. By integrating for DeFi, a wallet trusted by top institutions, they can now securely earn up to 10% APY on STX. Getting into this, let me click on this and see if they have anything attached. For DeFi is the institutional wallet and security platform built purpose built for DeFi. That's why it's trusted by leading firms like Pantera, Wintermute, Figment, Ouroboros Capital, and more. These organizations can now easily access stacks and help scale the Bitcoin economy. Very based building. I have already liked and shared this and bookmarked it here for us to check out. For DeFi also had an integration with another protocol in the ecosystem, or maybe it was a wallet, but this is bullish. I love to see all the institutional adoption happen, or institutional grade companies adopting stacks and SBTC, and it is happening left and right now. You're still early, guys. So again, from Stacking DAO, still holding your STX liquidity in the old Bitflow pool, you're missing out on 14% APY from the new Flex pool. Combined with stacking DAO yield, this strategy can earn you up to 24% APY on your STSTX. That is a based amount, almost 25%. Wow. That's huge. That's huge. So go check out that pool on Bitflow. Start earning, guys. This is the way. So coming into the Cointelegraph news, China unveils major rate cuts and 138.5 billion liquidity boost to support its trade war hit economy and ease credit conditions. Right after the FOMC meeting today, where they kept rates the same in the U.S., China hit it with this. So wild. Maybe there's some crazy carry trades between the Chinese yen and U.S. dollar. Who knows? I haven't looked. Insight. Tornado Cash faces scrutiny over privacy tech used in illicit transactions. This is something that's been going on for a long time. They have been scrutinized and scrutinized and scrutinized again. But they actually won their case. So yeah, I don't know. Let's read a little bit more into this and see what's up. The protocol uses zero knowledge proofs to obscure Ethereum transfers, but U.S. regulators argue it lacks adequate safeguards. The case highlights growing tension between privacy and compliance in decentralized systems. But did you guys win the argument, though? Did you guys win the case, though? Tornado Cash did. Moving on. Just in, Coinbase unveils X402, letting AI agents pay for API calls with USDC via the unused HTTP 402 code. Interesting. Maybe Crypto Dude might have something to say about this. We'll ask him in just a moment. Alert, over 45 million stolen from Coinbase users via social engineering scams just last week. Zach XBT reports. Stay safe, everyone. Wow, look at this. More scamming. Please make sure that you are not getting social engineered by these hackers. They are very clever. They will find a way to make you click something that you are not supposed to. So if you do not know somebody and they are reaching out to you, giving you a job offer for outrageous sums of money, or very simple stuff, just be safe, guys. Make sure that you double read your transactions before you sign them and all of that. Just be safe, okay? And Coinbase may not just be this, like, it's probably targeted by these hackers, because this is like the most basic way that you could hold crypto, really, is on Coinbase itself. So moving on, Doodles will launch their Dude token on Solana May 9th. Solana EU. Just in, Fed Chair Jerome Powell claims it's still a healthy economy, but has some downbeat sentiment. Moving on, the risk of higher unemployment and higher inflation have risen. Unemployment rate has stabilized at a Am I reading that right? Unemployment rate has stabilized at a low level in recent months, and labor market conditions remain solid. Okay, whatever. Um, The Federal Reserve has decided to leave interest rates unchanged. Look at this guy. He is serious. He's like, I'm not changing rates ever. And I'm going to be Fed chair forever, another 100 years. Moving on. Axiom captures 57% of meme coin trading bot market, outperforming competitors like Photon, Bullx, Bloom, and Trojan. And we're getting to the bottom of the news segment. Latest, Revolt Bank now supports Bitcoin payments via Lightning Network for EU users here. Um, Solana Solana's total DEX volume has topped 800 billion in 2025. Kyrgyzstan expands its strategy with tax incentives, lower crypto tax rates, and potential gold backing for crypto companies, aiming to position itself as a global crypto-friendly hub. Wow. I think we're getting there. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETFs flows hit 7 billion, overtaking SPDR Gold Trust 6.5 billion. Oh wow! So Bitcoin inflows just beat out a Gold Trust 6.5 billion. That is the difference of 1.5 billion dollars, or no, 0.5 billion dollars. Look at that there. Would you look at that? And Ethereum devs activate the Petra upgrade with 11 changes boosting UX, validator efficiency, and layer 2 scaling. Cool. And this is the last one, I believe. Yeah. Yep. Latest. 298 million in trader positions wiped out in the past 24 hours, led by BTC and ETH liquidations at 898,000.45 million and $63.82 million. Cool. And this was like actually one more. I keep saying that. China boosts gold reserves for the sixth consecutive months, now holding 243.6 billion worth. And I think that's it, guys. Let me. I got some base chads in the house. Um, let's get to it. I'll bring the guys on. Let me stop sharing my screen, and we'll see what's up. Let me say what's up to the chat. Elder Stateman, thank you, brother. Looking good, bro. I appreciate you, homie. I really appreciate you always showing up and showing out. Thug Life, my guy. Rue and Stacks Invaders to the moon. I do agree with you, good sir. I second that notion. And then from Viper, what's up, Vipe? I ain't seen you in a minute, buddy. Welcome, lovely one, legend. Awesome, brother. I appreciate you. And without further ado, we have the base builder, Crypto Dude, in the house, and we have the legend of all Stacks legends, Jackpin Switch, also in the house. Fellas, what is up? Happy Hump Day. Hope you guys have had a blessed one. What's going on?
Man, what's up with you, man? You trim that beard.
Hey,
Yeah.
I had a lady friend coming over, but I don't think she's coming over no more.
Oh man, what happened?
Life happens sometimes, Jack. I don't sweat these types of things.
No, it's the water off a duck's back, man. That's all it is.
Facts.
There's like 4 billion of them in the world. You know.
When my energy get upset, I'm a pout, and then no, I'm gonna go work, and then I'll see you on the flip side. Is that how that
That's
works? Life gets in the way sometimes, so I understand. But yeah, dude, thanks, man. I had to clean up just a little bit, get fresh. Don't want to be looking like a scrub.
And Crypto Dude looks dapper as ever.
You see that car, dude? Yeah, man. Based handsomeness in the house, and you too, Jack. You got the like so it's got the beard kind of grown in just a little bit back, and then the goatee. Man,
that's just
looking studs.
I just hate to shave. I absolutely hate shaving. Can't stand it.
It's a task, and my beard grows often, so I have to always I'm constantly shaving, and I don't like it either. Not a fun task. But how are you guys feeling, man? After rates remained unchanged, Stacks is actually around 90 cents. It looks like it hit 90 cents.
Nice.
Yeah, it hit 90 cents exactly, and now it's sitting around 89 cents about. So it's spent a little bit today.
When we were on the FOMC DeOrganized episode earlier today, I was waiting to see what rates were going to do. And when it looked like Stacks really didn't care about what Powell was saying, I longed at 84 cents. That's sweet.
Oh, you got it. Let's go, dude. You got it. Soon as STX perps were announced, I immediately went to Zest and borrowed some USDH and went and locked stacks. So like
Nice.
I got in. I forget what my average entry is, but I too am getting this move. So I'm really pleased to see that. Uh, I'm asking in the Velar Discord like when like stop losses and like when take profits and stuff like that so we could set our 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 trades up a little bit nicely. I'd like to be able to not like kind of hawk it, just watch it
Right.
constantly, because that's what I end up doing if I don't have like a stop loss or a take profit in place. um, I'm trading leverage. I'm gonna hawk it. I don't want to lose my position. So that's just the way I am. And not financial advice and DYOR. If you're watching the show, all opinions are my own, and that's just the way it is. I got to throw that out there. But I too am enjoying trading stacks on the Velar Perptex.
Oh yeah, dude. This is perfect. Like Stacks is where it's at, man.
Yeah,
You can do this, and then Velar. What's so interesting to me about Velar is, they started on Stacks, but they're going everywhere.
yeah,
You
all
know,
L2s.
any Bitcoin L2, and Velar is going to be a very big name before it's all said and done, and they deserve it. Like straight up, they've got the right tech. They've got the right ideas. They pulled off decentralized perp trading on Bitcoin, and they've
The
always been about
first,
community. You
the
know,
first before Hyperliquid,
yeah. And I mean, Hyperliquid's a it's
EVM,
Ethereum
EVM.
chain. You know,
Yeah,
and
EVM.
so I mean, it's I
Native
very very
BTC.
bullish on Velar. You know,
Yeah, native BTC perp trading.
and I suspect I don't get all alpha, but I suspect that this will also expose a lot of other people USDH where it's all said and done. I know they've got some other Bitcoin chains out there that are working on their own type of Bitcoin type stable coins, but I think this is gonna help further push USDH out there.
I think that getting USDH on the map is like probably, and they're doing it already, right? Like they're now powering Zest liquidations as well. And Biblo is now integrated into the Hermetica platform to where you can swap between like multiple stables into USDH and get your Bitcoin backed stable along with swapping from SBTC and taking profits into USDH and STX. Um, it's happening, man. Yeah, like
Oh
it's
yeah,
happening.
dude.
Uh,
There's so
did you
much stuff.
did you read that
Oh, go ahead.
article earlier that they put out about
Yeah,
the Bitcoin backed bank? What'd you
yeah,
think?
and that's actually it's funny because like I
I'm
made
a
a
big
post about that a while back. I'm gonna put the post in the private chat,
here.
and I
I'm
can find it real quick.
I got it
But
right here. Right, cha. Let me see, and then we can bring this up and kind of dissect it a little bit if you want. You down?
yeah, but actually there's an old message from Hal Finney on the Bitcoin message board that's really cool.
Oh, this
And
one right here. Is that it right there? This is how.
yep,
Okay, so
and
this
like
reads. Actually, there is a very good reason for Bitcoin backed banks to exist, issuing their own digital cash currency redeemable for Bitcoins. Bitcoin itself cannot scale to have every single financial transaction in the world be broadcast to everyone, included the blockchain. There needs to be a secondary level of payment systems which is lighter weight and more efficient. Likewise, the time needed for Bitcoin transactions to finalize will be impractical for medium to large value purchases. Bitcoin backed banks will solve these problems. They can work like banks did before nationalization of currency. Different banks can have different policies, some more aggressive, some more conservative. Some would be fractional reserve, while others may be 100% Bitcoin backed. Interest rates may vary. cash from some banks may trade at a discount to that from others. George Selgin has worked on the theory of competitive free banking in detail, and he argues that such systems would be stable, inflation resistant, and self regulating. I believe this is the ultimate fate of Bitcoin, to be the high powered money that serves as a reserve currency for banks that issue their own digital cash. Most Bitcoin transactions will occur between banks to settle net transfers. Bitcoin transactions by private individuals will be as rare as well as Bitcoin based purchases are today. From the legend of legends, Hal Finney, may he rest in godly peace. Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, and so it's really cool. Jacob, the founder of Hermetica, basically sent out a post related to the article today, and someone's response saying, it's cool to stand on the shoulder of giants, and that's really why you can never count out any idea in this space, because the ideas get built on, they get iterated on, and with Hermetica, you see this in this particular instance. And where does it ultimately end up? Where does it ultimately, what does it look like 10 years from now? That's what's so outstanding. I mean, we're on the precipice, dude, of like you just log in and to your crypto wallet, talk to your AI, and see what's going on in real time. You can look at all of your different wherever you have money staked or positions or what have you. Check all that, tell the AI what to do, and get right to whatever you want to do. Whether you want to shit post on crypto Twitter, whether you want to host some spaces, whether you want to try to get tipped in boost X. The AI meta is so massive, not just in crypto but worldwide, but even especially in crypto, where you're even seeing these protocols like Kaito and Wallchain getting massive, and like it was cool. Sarah, like 6-7 months ago, I put out a tweet that said AI will kill OnlyFans, and AI will kill the coal industry as we know it, right? The KOL industry as we know it. And with things like Kaido and Wallchain, you're seeing that happen in real time. You have AI that can that's actually out there monitoring people's activity and their responses and so forth, and separating signal from noise with people who talk about crypto. Huge. Like, you think about how much that changes the space. When Crypto Dude joined, when you joined, and you came on Twitter and you're like, what's all this? Oh, look, crypto asshole 123 says, buy this, and you don't know any better. He says it's going to go to the moon, it's going to be parabolic, and you don't know any of that shit. Well, it's going to be completely different for people now, right? If people are actually looking for people they can learn from or get good information from, like, you already have AI sorting that out in real time.
You made a really good point in the Zest Town Hall today about the SAI guys, the Satoshi AI guys, right? And what they're building with that terminal, to where you can go prompt in the terminal and then figure out the best strategy to optimize your yield depending on your risk tolerance, right? Very, very cool stuff. I love that it kind of explains, like, no more gatekeeping alpha. You can just literally go and figure out the plays because AI will analyze it for you and let you know what to do. I think that's huge.
Oh yeah, dude, and it's going to look so much different. It does now. Even like today, where you can go and use BoostX via social media right now. That's completely different. Like, people who are disillusioned with the space right now are largely people who have just gotten absolutely wrecked in this last meme coin bubble, right? That's basically where the disillusionment comes from. People who are paying attention to the stuff that guys like that weren't paying attention to have no reason to be disillusioned at all. Have every reason to be quite excited because it's just it's a different landscape. It's changing daily.
I think that that's a perfect way to put it, because where we were 6 months to 7 months ago to where we are now, it has like accelerated at the speed of light. It really, it's a different space right now. It really is. Like we had slow blocks where we would have to wait for like 10 minutes, sometimes an hour for a transaction to settle. And now we have fast blocks that tops like 10 seconds, that we're waiting for it to confirm. And then you know we have more apps being built in this ecosystem than ever before, coming out of the Biddle battle, going into Stacks Ascent. We have all of these ways to earn, including prediction markets like Big Market.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Pay attention to Big Market. That shit is
Yeah,
going to be lit.
yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Think Poly Market, guys. If you don't know of like, that's what you compare it to. Really, is Poly Market. If you don't know what a prediction market is, that's exactly what it is. Poly Market is prediction market, um, and you're placing your bets on real events like you know is Trump gonna say something during a speech
Put it
to
this way,
Bitcoin break 100K within the next week.
like, so I put out a tweet earlier, and it's something I've been thinking about, and my tweet was like, okay, by May 9th, 2026, I'll squat 315 10 times. You know, no TRT, no nothing. Just that's my goal. And so I could actually make that a poly market thing. I could. That's the kind of things you can do. It's literally anything. Oh, his old ass ain't gonna get that, or yeah, his ass is gonna get that. you know, um, you can totally right. Like that's how, and so that adds a whole new dynamic. Um, and poly market's been a massive success. You know, um, and these things should be decentralized and they should be built on Bitcoin. You know,
I
period.
I agree, dude. And then like you have like getting into like POS systems. Like Boom is gonna have their storefront where like you could pay for crypto assets and uh, you know like that's a huge untapped market right now too in the Bitcoin ecosystem is POS system, proof of what does that stand for? Proof of
For
service,
sale.
proof of sale.
Point of sale.
Yeah, point of sale. Thank you. That's a huge thing. We've got people like forming ideas around GameFi as well. Today, George was on the Let's Go Morning Show at 8:30 a.m. ET during the meme coin session, to talking about his new game UAP, which is for UAP token, which is going to be like a command and conquer style game where you're like gathering resources and like playing a game, potentially earning behind it as well, like some play to earn mechanics on Bitcoin via stacks. So that's happening now. We're gonna have GameFi. We're gonna have SocialFi with BoostX. Um, you name it, it's being built right now in the Stacks ecosystem. That's what tells me I'm early. Not even 50% of the stuff that's being built is even out yet. So a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I mean, I think that crypto is going to be more a part of games than we even understand. Right now, I think you're going to see big titles, big games that are going to have crypto incorporated into them, and to Gen X or boomers or older millennials, they're like, yeah, whatever. But to like Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they're so much more in tune with with this space, and really, that's you're going to see things appealing to those demographics that are really going to make it all explode. Um, because when you come right down to it, it's all about peer-to-peer transactions. Period. And you talk about gaming. You know, if you're playing a game and you get a cool item in the game, why shouldn't you just be able to sell that to someone who wants to buy it directly right there?
You own
That's
a piece of
NFT
game.
transactions in the game, right?
Yeah. Do you know who Trip Hawkins is?
I don't.
So Trip Hawkins is like, I think he's like the CEO of EA Games. Like he's one of those titles for EA, and he's already like getting involved in launching like a token and stuff like that. Like those types of people are getting involved in GameFi. So anybody that's building some sort of gamification of their processes or like building a game, a crypto game, is ahead of the curve right now. When we see big CEOs looking to like get involved with tokens, make partnerships, maybe launch their own for their games, that's letting you know what direction the space is heading in. So you're going to see more and more of that, and it's going to happen really quick. So yeah, I'm hyper bullish on GameFi for sure.
And I still
Social.
think that I like the AI DAOs. I don't know what's that ultimately going to look like yet, but I want to see, and I think we're going to see um, a democratization of startup funding. I think that people will be able to put money in DAOs, and even if it's AI ran, and be able to get a part of startups, which is really hard to do. you know um so I think we're going to see so much cool stuff, and we're going to see a big explosion. It's still early, but I don't know how much longer it's going to be early.
We're at that point. So, oh, sorry. Go ahead, Crypto Dude.
I was gonna say, yeah, we're accelerating real quick.
Yeah. So like getting into the social fi aspect, I really wanted to like talk about what we did last night on the show. We were able to spin up a space drop with BoostX and then airdrop some what was it, Leo tokens to everybody. What token was it? And then again twice today we were able to boost two different spaces or do space drops in two different spaces as well. Did you want to get a little bit into like social fi and what we've been doing?
Yeah, totally. So yeah, we added space drops. Well, let me take a step back. We pushed a new update to BoostX. Got lots of new features in there. One of those new features is space drops, like GP was just saying. Basically yesterday in the evening show, we did basically a space drop. We also did a space drop earlier today in a space. Earlier today, we did some Rue. That was, I think, to how many recipients? I want to say like half a dozen or something like that. Like maybe eight of us. But then last night we did Pepe. Is what it was, and there was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think like 8 of us there as well, something like that. And so basically, it's a fun mechanic because we can now grow the holder base based on participation and activity rather than just blind space drops. I mean,
It's
that's
better
amazing.
than an airdrop.
Way better.
Yeah. Focused airdrops, and I think you could rightly call what you're describing a focused airdrop. That is the airdrop meta. Now there's different ways you can do focused airdrops, but I think you can rightly call BoostX the way to do that.
Yeah, if the users that are like, here's kind of the meta that I see here evolving: people getting BoostX installed, having their BNS name equipped, right? Getting their name in the hat out there, trying to get on people's radar, right? And then, as people spin up spaces, you may not be in the space, but then you can get added like appended to the space drop list when the space drop is happening, and that can serve as an invite because it'll send a notification to you, assuming you're on X at the time, right? And then you can click the little backlink, it'll bring you back to the space. So people kind of at the beginning of the space could do a little micro space drop to everybody to kind of send out invites and kind of participants right there to kind of get the grease the wheels going for participation, and then do a later space drop near the end of the space that's kind of the carrot, I guess you'd say. So one serves as an invite and then one serves as the incentive, right? So
that's fire. Like, we really there's so many uses for that, man. Like, more founders need to learn about BoostX for that reason. Because incentivized participation or rewarding participation, that's probably one of your most efficient ways you can do that right now. So we know that BitFlow is going to have a token generation event, right? And the BFF token's coming, and right now, like, your way to get it is doing BitFlow related stuff, right? And BitFlow has a big old long bunch of things that they use to get people, their reputation in that community, including like ZillyQuest, Velar. People that use the perp dex are going to get rewarded. And so these are big projects that have been worked on for a long time. And I think that newer projects that are just getting started, when they're making their plans on how they're going to get out there, I think that BoostX is a very viable way to help facilitate that through the space drop mechanism alone.
Yeah. I think that it's a lot of fun too, Jack. Whenever you're participating in a space as a host, looking at that button for that rocket on the space itself, it's so tempting not to just click it. Trip was in 2 spaces today and forgot to put his trippingmonkey.btc as his handle and missed out on 2 airdrops. And he said that it makes him feel FOMO for these airdrops. It instills FOMO, and I just want to click the button and boost every. You know how I am. I want to help. I want to use these tools. I'm a tinkerer, so like when I see that button, I'm just so tempted in every space that I'm in to be like, "Hey guys, we got a BNS space drop."
Hell yeah, dude,
I'll
that's
start
awesome.
cutting you off.
It's all good, man. So I was just gonna say, basically, the mechanism for the space drop could also be improved some by allowing users to save their own lists and possibly import lists, so that way they can save some time to adding to the list if you're going to use them as an invite mechanism, So that's one way to kind of already improve the UX of it, and we're going to add that probably eventually.
Is there a way to compile a list of BNSs that you have boosted before for users? Like, say, like a little tab whenever you, in any aspect, like just like a box that you fill up with a drop-down menu?
Yeah, technically right now there isn't, but I mean, it could. That's what I was basically just hinting at. A means to save the list, so to speak, and then even maybe edit and manage the list, so that way you can customize it some more, and then also potentially export it and import it, so that way it's people could in theory share lists at that point, and then
if I was like releasing anything right now, that what I would do is my whitelist would be an NFT invite, and I would distribute that via BoostX. Through social media, through people who are participating, in the discussion around the project, hey, those old like posts, retweet, and I might send you some stuff. Well, no, instead of all that nonsense, you can just, that's how you whitelist your community. Like, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's getting real interesting, especially when you kind of dovetail it into broadcasts. We also have broadcast boosting now, and so streamers can start getting paid while streaming. Like right now, I could send a boost to GPSC.
Did you want to like
Streaming
kind
now.
of showcase that new overlay that you were working on that we were discussing?
It's kind of hard because you're not using OBS, and that would be the
Yeah.
Wait, so is that why GPSC is looking all fly right now? Is he getting ready to show us his feet for some tips? Is that what's going on here?
yeah. No, you're making it up. No, I
I'll
mocked
bust
up
the
basically an
odds out.
overlay system for testing it out to make sure works, and it most definitely can. It's functional. It's a prototype. It's not something that's like commercially available for the overlay system side of things, but it's something people could most definitely do themselves. That's for sure. And I really think it's going to be cool to see that feedback loop for a viewer to be able to hit boost, see the little eye candy, so to speak, on the stream, kind of give that Twitch-like vibe, and then help incentivize the content creator to keep going.
Yeah, no, that's cool,
Yeah.
man.
Another thing that I thought was interesting was the referral system that you're working on for BoostX. Did you want to get a little bit into that? Because I thought it was really clever the way that you're going to split those fees up. Getting into
Yeah.
like the microfunding and also like all of that, like the fine detail, so to speak.
We also got mobile support
Oh,
for
yeah.
mobile UI UX for people that are running mobile phones. They can run the Mises browser. They can install BoostX. Now it's an extension via the Mises browser. They can also install Leather or Xverse as an extension, or Signa as an extension, and then connect basically on x.com in their Mises browser. I tested earlier today again. Somebody was reporting issues. I verified it was all good. It was 90% positive it was a user issue. So we got mobile support, we got multi-sig support, we got boosting on broadcasts, we got space drops. The list is getting pretty extensive. And what you were talking about, the referrals, that's most definitely coming. That's going to be a way to basically incentivize onboarding.
Yeah, dude. So
like
the
10%,
referral system,
10% of the fee, basically.
yeah, but like the interesting part that I really thought was like most interesting about it is like you could build a BNS, right? And then through the referral system, say you get that.
Yeah, the reportability of the referrals.
There you go. There you go. Can we get a little into that too? Like your idea, because I thought that was really clever.
Yeah, so basically, like you said, you could create a register a BNS name that's kind of like a one that you're going to use specifically for referral codes for people when you're onboarding, and then you have people use that, right? You onboard, say, 100 people or whatever. Those users are active. Then you're getting inflow based off their activity, 10% of their fees, basically, that they pay into the transactions. Basically, you get a cut of. Then since it's basically translated via your BNS name, that basically you could then, as the owner of that referral name, could resell that name, and you could justify your price of that name based off the inflow of the activity from referral fees, basically.
So, dude, being able to like build like passive income and then like build up the value of your BNS. Like that builds up the value of your
Exactly.
BNS, therefore making the BNS more valuable, like in a different way than just being like, say, a three-letter digit or three-letter name, or the rare ones like the low-numbered BNSs. That gives it a whole nother value proposition to end up
Exactly.
like any BNS.
Exactly. So you could curate or collect basically a bunch of referred users that have high activity, like because like not all activity is going to be the same, right? So you could even be like, look, here's the proven track record. Look at all this input from all this different users, basically, and they're basically transacting, on the regular, not the irregular, right? So there's a whole metric that could be quantified and, used to kind of gauge the price. But it's super exciting to think about portability of referral names because that's the incentive for onboarding. So that'll help grow the user base. We also have obviously the incentive for users to actually boost as well. That is the crypto cash mining. So they'll be able to compete in a mining process for crypto cash, and then presuming they win the mining of that block, they get the yield of that crypto cash, and then subsequently later they can stack that crypto cash and then earn from the STX input on the subsequent boost and all mining activity. So crypto cash is kind of a standalone protocol that BoostX will integrate. So there'll be other mining inputs that you'll also be able to yield from. So other applications will be able to integrate crypto cash, and the crypto cash you earn via BoostX, that when you're boosting, the yield that you're getting will not just only be from the boosts that are happening, but it'll also be from basically all the crypto cash mining effectively, because that's where that yield is derived from.
Yeah, that's cool. I think
incentives upon incentives.
Yeah, exactly. Layers of incentivization. I think that you've thought of just about every single way that you can make this special and bridge the gaps between different protocols and the gap between where people are conversing and transacting. You bridge that gap. So moving on to like bridging other gaps, you have plans to like integrate BoostX with other social media platforms as well, such as like Discord. I know I hammer at this, like I bring this up every time, dude. Whenever we got to focus on like X and then getting everything like shipped. I get it, but like I'm excited for that integration with
You're on
like
Discord.
Yeah, dude, you know me, dude.
yes.
Man,
We most definitely have plans to integrate it on other platforms. We want to, basically build out the model fully on X, and understand the use cases and kind of the implications and how it all kind of dovetails together, and then explore integrating and adding functionality to other platforms like Discord, like GitHub, and making impact there as well for integrating DeFi protocols basically within those apps as well.
It's sick, dude. It's gonna end up being like you're gonna need your own personal bubble map of transactions to show off. Like this person boosted this one in a visual representation, especially whenever you get the like split boost going on, to see like that revenue and how it trickled down and where it went and stuff like that. To have a visual representation like a bubble map or some sort of to show would be like a really cool thing to see.
So we got the incentives for the onboarding of users. We got the incentives for the users to boost, and then we also have the incentive for the people to reboost, basically, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, it's sick, dude. Yeah, I can't wait to see where it goes. This last update has me wanting to FOMO space drops to everybody to grow my spaces. So if you have not and you're a Spaces host, go download the BoostX Chrome extension. Follow BoostX_app, and go under the pin post and get straight into the Chrome store, man. Download BoostX.
Tell all the people in your spaces to get it too, because that'll serve them for the next space, and it'll help create your flywheel effect, because you want to basically get everybody in that space getting a BNS name, getting BoostX, and then every time you launch a space, send out your invites, so that way they can send out the people that are basically the ones that are actually doing the reposting and the sharing on the timeline. Those are the people you want to prioritize adding to your list, basically, because they are going to do that again. And then as you add those to your list and you grow your space, everybody in the space is actually going to be sharing the space. That's the critical thing you're trying to achieve here, right?
Yeah, like you can go in and see, like, say for example, you do a teaser boost, and if you have that Boost X Chrome extension downloaded, you'll get a notification saying that, hey, this space drop has occurred in the next update, or
Oh, that's live right
in
now.
the future. Yeah, in a future. Oh, that's live right now. So whenever you see a boost or a space drop happen, you'll get a notification if you weren't in there, saying, "Hey, this happened." So it incentivizes people that have uh, the um, the Chrome extension downloaded to go space drop hunting. You know what I mean? Go jump into that space, and you can leave a
Exactly.
memo that says, "Hey, this is your invite to X space. We have a bigger airdrop happening at the end of it. Tune in." So it's such a clever tool, dude. It really is.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't depend on the X API. So let's go.
Let's go. Completely just original and built base building going on. Fellas, we are rounding about that hour mark. I wanted to go around the room just one more time, get an opinion of where the space is headed, and like what do you think it looks like in a year from now? So Jack, um, where do you think we are in a year from now? And stacks. Oh, you're muted, brother.
There we go. Um,
That's my
in
guy.
2022, I made the prediction that Stacks will be a top 5 token within 2 to 5 years. I still stand by that.
Okay.
I think that we'll be well on our way to being a top 5 token by then. I think there's a lot of assets in this space that have been mispriced for a long period of time. That are just kind of
Yep.
sitting on a top 10 with a bunch of bag holders, and at some point that's going to change. And you have other projects that are really in a good position to gain a lot of mind share and market share, and I believe Stacks is chief among them. So I don't know what the price is going to look like, but I know it's going to be it's going to be a very bullish ecosystem, much larger than it is right now. I think that we're going to see Bitcoin ordinals really catch on between now and then, a year from now. It just the value proposition of having art on Bitcoin is something you can't sleep on. Even Gem.btc, do you know Gem?
Yeah.
This is number
Crypto
one.
dude.
Yeah, you
Crypto
ought
dude.
to see his post today from his ordinals work. He's been working on this concept of putting music on Bitcoin, in a cost effective, block efficient way for like 2 years now. And he's got an inscription on there. It's like the 95 million something, what have you. And there it is, like massive. So that's just another example of the different kind of building you have going on that people aren't paying attention to or aware of. And I think that in and around the Bitcoin space, we're going to see a lot of not just innovation and more users, but we're gonna see things that we hadn't thought of yet.
Facts. Things that are not even fathomed, like you couldn't even imagine. These builders have been building here, and they're so mission driven that they're not even paying attention to price action at all. They just know the vision and they're sticking to it. And they know the ethos. They carry the ethos well. I think the builders that are building here are very intelligent and very, very early. They're trailblazers. So, it's what is a trailblazer? Think about it. Before a trailblazer goes through a path, it's uncharted territory, right? So this is exactly where everybody is building in the Bitcoin ecosystem. BTC
Oh,
Fi,
yeah.
I know you hate the term, and I think DeFi on Bitcoin is exactly what it should be called. I agree with you, but that it's uncharted territory, and this is where everybody in the Stacks ecosystem is building right now, is in an uncharted territory, being a trailblazer and building the change, so to speak, like Crypto Dude likes to say, and staying ahead of the curve.
2 years ago, how many people thought of building on Bitcoin? If you're even crypto native, the best you would think is like, okay, there's Bitcoin and here's the other chains I can do things on. Now that's not even a thing anymore. Now the term L2 is ubiquitous, right? Before ordinals, who thought you could like make NFTs and put them on Bitcoin? That's what, two years ago. Okay. So just like we're sitting here right now, even though we're crypto native, because of, like you say, trailblazers, there's going to be things happening that we can't sit here and be like, I wonder if that's going to happen. There's be things we haven't even thought of yet. And so the space is going to change that rapidly. And people need to keep in mind that the reason why crypto hasn't exploded the way we've wanted it to is because lots of people were scared to go to jail. Lots of people were scared that the government would take all their shit because there was, you had a very hostile attitude in this country surrounding crypto. And now we're at the place where like it looks like we might get some regulations passed. I wouldn't be surprised if they're dragging their feet on a regulation so the institutions can't just scoop up, as much as they can on the cheap. But I think once people know what they're allowed to do and how they're allowed to do it, that's when this really just takes off, because no one really knew what you were going to be able to do. Look how much money Stacks spent, to be SEC compliant. And it turns out they didn't even need to do it. They did it anyway.
But they did,
right.
yeah.
So that's what like having no idea of what you're going to be able to do looks like in reality. How many people with great ideas, great builders, don't have an extra $15-18 million to just sling around and pay lawyers to go, fight with jagoffs that work for Elizabeth Warren?
Right. Jesus.
So yeah, I think we're going to see things we can't imagine right now.
Yeah, like you said before in the past, is some people, even though it's permissionless environment, some people need permission for some strange reason. Right. So that basically will open a lot of floodgates for people's mental complex more than anything.
100%.
I agree 100% with everything that was said, because it's just to be able to witness how far we have come in such a short amount of time. There's a million things that are just waiting to be tapped into, and Stacks is going to be that key to that trillions of dollars of liquidity. It's going to be Bitcoin is going to continue to grow, and Stacks makes Bitcoin programmable. So being in the right place at the right time to be able to be a ripple in a big pond. So yeah, it's awesome. Crypto Dude, any like final thoughts, any like shameless shows, any final frequencies that you wanted to add to the conversation, want to piggyback off of where we'll be in a year? Want to hear from you.
Yeah, in a year where we're going, we don't need roads. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I like it. We just need hyperspace lanes, because we're going way past the moon.
Right, intergalactic up in this bitch. Yeah, for real. I think people are getting in the right vibe, recognizing it's about building the change. Sitting on your ass and just complaining doesn't get you anywhere. And nobody's knows you better or what you're capable more than you are, right? So just get out there and fucking do it.
Just get started. That was a great take, dude. Just get started, guys. There's plenty to be built and plenty gaps to fill. Thank you, fellas. I hope that you guys have a very blessed rest of your hump day. I do appreciate your company and you spending some of your most valuable asset, which is your time, with me, discussing the latest stuff going on. You guys have a blessed one. I'll catch you on the next one.
Later, man.
Later on, guys. And this has been another big episode of DeOrganized Nightly, where we get your favorite Giga Brain Astronaut Scholars into the same room. My dog's itchy. He got his flea medicine today. Excuse Bruce in the background just chewing on himself. But anyways, like I was saying, this has been another based episode of DeOrganized Nightly, where we get your favorite Giga Brain Astronaut Scholars into the same room, discuss the latest things being built in the Bitcoin ecosystem via stacks, and kick out high frequency vibes. You guys have a very blessed rest of your night or day wherever you are. Remember to keep loving the room and just keep chipping away. Get started on whatever you want to build. Formulate an idea, reach out, connect with others, and just continue to be the high frequency individuals that you are. I am GP with DeOrganized Media. I will catch you on the next episode of DeOrganized Nightly at 7 p.m. ET, Monday through Friday. Also, be sure to tune in to the Let's Go morning show at 8:30 a.m. ET. Come play some Find or Earn for your chance to win SIP10 assets at 9:30 a.m. ET on the Let's Go morning show, Monday through Friday. Every day, guys. We're doing it. This is the first decentralized media company built on Bitcoin via stacks, and we are very based individuals. We are part of the official Bitcoin press, and we will be in Vegas live streaming, showing you inside looks of what's going on. Be sure to tune in. Be sure to like and share. Be sure to follow DeOrganized BTC on X. I love you guys. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.